In the wake of Lincoln's emancipation of the slaves, black American soldiers rushed to enlist for the Union. Almost 200,000 sign up by the end of the war. General James Blunt describes their skill as fighters.
I never saw such fighting as was done by the Negro Regiment. They make better soldiers in every respect than any other troops I have ever had under my command.
The Emancipation Proclamation changes the dynamics of the war. The Union Army becomes a force for liberation, now fighting to end slavery.
They understood that saving the Union would give them some sense of freedom, some sense of dignity. It was the dignity that I'm a soldier. I'm not just a servant, I'm a soldier. I have a uniform, I have stripes. I'm somebody.
Lincoln follows the proclamation with his masterstroke. His address in 1863, dedicating America's first national cemetery for soldiers at Gettysburg, is perhaps the single most famous piece of political rhetoric in history.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this nation,
conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that
all men are created equal.
That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth.
It is an emotional thing to think about people sacrificing, giving their lives for an ideal. And it's Lincoln at his absolute best, the genius, the simplicity that conveys a great amount.
It's spiritual in a way. It's a hymn to America, and it's the hymn to the possibilities and the great sacrifices of this country.
But in 1864, the war remains deadlocked. With an election looming and a challenge coming from those who want to negotiate a peace with the South, Lincoln knows he needs to land a decisive blow.
At some point, somebody gets tired, somebody blinks, somebody makes a mistake. And when you're talking about war, that mistake, that's everything.
Lincoln puts the North's entire industrial might behind one final push. The man who will lead the charge from Chattanooga to Atlanta, William Sherman. His orders to stop for nothing.
I would make this war as severe as possible and show no symptoms of tiring till the South begs for mercy.
Advancing under the cover of night, Sherman's march is sustained by one of the greatest logistical operations yet seen in this conflict. Sherman knows he needs to throw everything he's got at the Confederate Army. While he uses his own supply lines to maximum effect, he destroys those of the South, ripping up their railroad and bending it beyond use. In one day, the North's supply lines replaced 200,000 bullets. South is left scavenging on the battlefield for spent rounds, food, even old boots. Sherman calls it total war, a scorched earth approach that becomes the trademark of modern warfare. Finally, with Atlanta under siege, Confederate forces set fire to their own munition stores before abandoning their city to the Union soldiers. Sherman's tactics of total war have won out. His victory helped secure Lincoln's election in the fall. With Atlanta in ruins, he just keeps going, now launching what will be his final assault, the March to the Sea. In the 19th century equivalent of shock and awe, 62,000 Union soldiers wreak a 60-mile wide path of destruction across Georgia. From Atlanta to the coast at Savannah. Supply lines are cut, villages are sacked, and crops torched. Anything of military value is destroyed. Within 6 months, General Lee has tendered the Confederate Army's surrender. The rebellion is over. The South will have to submit to the Union and bring an end to slavery.
By the act of winning, the North both validated freedom and validated the industrial model. And so you have an American confidence, an American sense of achievement, an American willingness to go out around the world.
For all the Confederacy's commitment, its inferior logistical infrastructure has been no match for the North's unstoppable war machine. Its industrial heartland, its growing network of railroads, its telegraph network, all bring victory to the North. Within a week, Lincoln lies dead from an assassin's bullet. But America has pulled back from the brink. The nation is once again united. And out of that unity now grows a modern industrialized economy that will reach right across this great continent.